Hey guys, M13 here, and I have a topic. The topic is it really better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all? And I do believe I said that correctly. Um, yeah, because I've actually thought about this quite a bit since I was about 18 years old. What happened was, what the hell? I first started thinking about this when I met my first love. I dated a girl back in Winnipeg. It was, yeah, my first serious relationship, my first love, if you will. Yeah, she was pretty amazing. She was like top of her in a university. She was top of her class in every class. She had like a 4.0 GPA, or like I think she had higher than that. Like somehow she had like above that. Anyways, so she's like super genius. And then she was a ballet teacher, and she was a model, and she had the body of a stripper. Because most ballerinas are very petite and slim. She wasn't. She was like she had the body of a stripper, large-breasted, tall, thick legs, like not thick, but yeah. Anyway, she was just voluptuous. There you go. She was sexy, voluptuous, ballet genius, like that. Yeah, she just had it all, and. And yeah, I dated her off and on for about 3 years, and it was crazy intense. She had some like she had she had a little bit of mental issues. She had been she had some like childhood issues that made her a bit weird. So there was that. But you know, most of the time she was normal, and most of the time it was great. Anyways, but then after we broke up, because I dated a lot when I was younger, like when I was starting from about. Well, actually, that's not true. Starting from about, I was going to say 18, but that's not true. I started dating a lot when I was about 15. 15 to about, 15 to about, until I moved to Taiwan. So 15 years old till about 23 years old. I dated a lot. Like, sometimes I'd have like 3 girlfriends for a few weeks. I'd have like three girlfriends at the same time for about a month, and then I'd break up with all three and get 3 new ones. So yeah, I dated a lot when I was younger. But then once I met her, it was just like, whoa. And then once we broke up, I couldn't get back into the dating scene. And even when I was dating girls, I was never really that interested in them. It was like after dating her, just all other girls paled by comparison. And I remember many times thinking I wished I'd never even met her, because even though it was such an intense, amazing relationship, after dating her, I couldn't have fun dating other girls anymore. And no matter who, and because I loved her so much, she became, even though she wasn't like perfect beauty, because it doesn't really exist, right? Well, except for like Scarlett Johansson, she's pretty much up. She's pretty right up there. Um, you know, like if you compared her to Scarlett Johansson, she would pale by comparison. But to me, she was as good as Scarlett, or better than, because at the time I was so still in love with her and infatuated with her that I like when I was looking at other girls for beauty, I would look for things in other girls that kind of looked like her. You know, like if she had a bump in her nose, and if another girl had like a bump in her nose, I'd be like, oh wow, you have a bump in your nose. That's hot. And I'm, huh? You know, because it would remind me of her. So she became the epitome of beauty. Yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, so I ended up like regretting, like I wish. I remember because after we broke up, every girl I dated, it wasn't. I could barely even get attracted to them, and there was. And then, all other girls are obviously very stupid compared to her, so it was depressing. Because before I met her, I was, king of the world. I was dating all these different girls and having fun and just getting to know each one and moving on, and then it was just good, clean fun. And then after I dated her, I couldn't get back into it. So yeah, so in that situation, but if you were to ask me now, do I regret ever having met her? I'd have to, of course, say no, because we still talk. We're still friends. It's been oh shit, it's been 16 or 17 years since I first met her, and we still talk. Not weekly, but like monthly. We talk every month. So she's married now. She has a kid. We had kids roughly around the same time. So that's cool. Yeah, and then more recently, I've been thinking about it because of my son. Yeah, and then with my son, sometimes I think because like when you get health scares and stuff, and you're getting vaccine shots, and you always hear there's all these stories on the news about getting a vaccine. A child gets a vaccine shot, and then like the next day he goes into shock and dies, or a heart attack, or goes into a coma, or this or that. And sometimes I think to myself, like, again, I love my sons, just so much. It's just nuts. You don't know that kind of love until you have a child, because sometimes I'll just be like driving a car and he'll just say something cute, and then I'll like not cry, but like my eyes will water, and I'll feel like just pride or love or whatever the hell, gas, flatulence. So a lot of dogs around here. Oh, poor baby. This is the local dumping ground. This guy's... Mitchell. Hold on, I gotta pay. Hello. That's it. Yeah, so sometimes I think, what would happen if I lost my son, God forbid, knock on wood. And then, like, would I regret ever having had him in the first? I can't say because it hasn't happened, but I guess yes, because I'd be ruined. You know what I mean? I would, my life, I couldn't, I'd be so messed up. I'd be so messed up. Like, I wouldn't even know if I'd be functional. I wouldn't know if I'd be able to, like, work again. Like, I honestly think I might have to just, like, head back to Canada and go on welfare. Yeah, like, I might just have to just give up, Like, I can't imagine, like, especially teaching children. Can you imagine? You lose a child and your job as a teacher, so every time you're at school, like, as the years go by, you'd be like, oh, my son would be his age now, it would be, I wouldn't be able to teach, period. Definitely not. Yeah, it'd be so messed up. So yeah, so I'm just trying to think, like, the expression says that it's better to have loved than not to have loved it, than not to have, but I don't know if that's true, because every time, yeah, because in the situations where I can think of where you love someone and lose them, it's horrific. Especially if you only, like, love them or have that love for a short amount of time. Like, if you only are with someone for like 2 years, and then the pain lasts years and years after that. I know, funny story. I've told this story before, but not recently. This is No, it's Daddy's talking. No, I'm sorry. You guys speak English if you want me to give it to you. Can you speak English? So say something. That's all Chinese. You fail.